right, so I wake up this morning, getting ready to start driving, and I hear that there's a leak that John Brennan and James Comey are under investigation. I'm assuming it's for the Russiagate deal that Kash Patel talked about like a week or two ago. So it looks like they found information that the Chinese government was interfering in the 2020 election, and that it could have helped sway the vote for Biden. The FBI found that information, and they chose to ignore it, cover it up, not investigate, whatever you want to call it, so that there wouldn't be any questions regarding Biden's win. And apparently John Brennan was involved with that. Looks like Comey was involved with that. And it seems like now a leak comes out, very, very coincidentally, I might say, at a very ironic and quite, I don't know, handy time, I would say. So yesterday, a leak comes out. They're under investigation. I've already got a couple of my friends, that are messaging me. I'm waiting for a message from another one. I know I'm going to get it because I'm Mr. Pessimistic when it comes to this accountability shit. If you watch my video from yesterday about Epstein, you will know how pessimistic I am about it. And already people are look, it's starting. The dam has broken. Here it comes. Look, Brennan's under investigation. Well, we're really not 100% sure yet what exactly he's under investigation for. We also don't really know if really there is an investigation. It's easy to get on to say, oh, we're investigating it. You know what I'm saying? They also investigated the Epstein shit, right? They say they invested the Epstein shit. So being under investigation apparently doesn't carry that much weight in America. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it carries a lot of weight here in Germany either, but I'm saying this specifically, being under investigation doesn't mean jack shit, right? Doesn't mean shit. Now, also, let's take just a quick look at when this leak came. Suddenly they know, the administration, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, them know that they have basically completely tanked their reputations because of this Epstein BS, right? And look, whether they were forced to do it, whether they're doing it willingly, whether they're true believers in the institution and want to protect it at all costs, and they're afraid that the releasing of the Epstein shit will, cause their relationships with foreign countries, or cause so much rift within America that they chose not to do. Whatever their fucking reason is, they have turned, right? They've turned. They can no longer be trusted with anything they say. So, getting a leak that says that Brennan and Comey are under investigation doesn't mean that much to me at all. Like I said, the credibility of these people has been completely shot, right? And I know there's people out there going, oh, but look, I mean, you got to give them at least a second chance. And, no. The way Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, now Bondi I never knew before Trump got in office, so I never knew about her. I don't know what statements she'd made. I don't think as many, or if any. But Kash Patel and Dan Bongino were out there fucking talking about, we will never let this go. How is it possible that these people are getting away with all this shit? The client list is huge. There's terabytes of data. And when we get in, we are going to fucking expose this shit. They've worked gung-ho, podcast after podcast after podcast about the Epstein shit. You can't do that and then get into the position of power we want you in so that you can fucking clobber this case, right? You can't then get in and go, I've seen the video. There's nothing here. And look, we'll show you the video. It's proof. How the fuck is that video proof that motherfucking Epstein didn't kill himself? We didn't see the actual cell, it looks like. We didn't see the part where after he killed himself that they took his body out. Why the fuck would we be able to see that? You know what I mean? Why not? That there's a minute cut out of it. Maybe that's where they took him out. They have to be pretty quick, although a minute's a lot of time to get in and out of a frame of camera. You know what I mean? So Wait a minute, yo. Wait a minute. You know what I mean? That's not proof that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. But Kash Patel and Dan Bongino seem to think that's indisputable proof that Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself, because they saw that video and now they're showing it to you. And look, guys, look. You don't see anybody killing himself in that video. Get the fuck out of here, man. You can't do that and expect people to go, okay, well, we'll let this one slide. Yeah, we'll let this one go. It's all right. You know, we gotta, maybe their kids were threatened. We gotta have a little sympathy here. Who knows? It's powerful people. You gotta understand, you know, it's risky. You know, let's cut them a little slack. No. Fuck you. No. No slack. Can they make up for this in the future? They've got 3.5 years. Or I guess they could have longer depending on the next administration. But they've got a little time to make up for it. But it's going to have to be fucking amazing. I'll tell you that. It's going to have to be fucking amazing. You know? If they succeed in crushing the deep state altogether, you know, and they let this Epstein thing go, it's still rough to fucking forgive them for this, right? But I guess they could make it up, right? I guess in the future we might look past the Epstein thing if they actually crush the deep state. But it's going to have to be on that level, for me anyway, to give them any amount of credibility or believe a fucking word they say in the future. So, them saying, you know, by leak admitting, whatever you want to call it, that there may be an investigation into John Brennan and James Comey, I think they are doing that so that we shut the fuck up. And we go, okay. The Epstein thing's fucked up, but hey, look, they're actually going after the deep state now. You know, so, okay, maybe we were wrong. Maybe we were jumping the gun. You know, it was too early to tell. You know, and they're going to let the Epstein thing go, and all the people that were involved get away with this crimes, right? They're going to let that go, but hey, they are getting the deep state. So let's focus on that now, because now they're doing that. Let's forget about the Epstein thing. Let's focus on Brennan and Comey. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you forget all about the Epstein shit and go, oh, wait, okay, I was impatient. Look, man, investigation into Brennan and Comey. Listen, if John Brennan had committed the crimes, which I think it's probably a crime to cover up information that you are there to gather in favor of a particular presidential candidate and covering up Chinese interference in elections. That I think is a crime. You know what I mean? It's just me. You know, I know that the elites and the people in government and CIA and all that shit, the three-letter agencies, I know they have different laws and rules than we do. I know they get away with a lot more shit than we do. When we do something, it's a crime. When they do something, it's in the interest of national security, or they've got immunity, or whatever the fuck. So maybe there's some sort of clause on their secret law books, right? Which we don't know anything about, that says that, they don't have to fucking disclose information or do anything to counteract Chinese election interference. There's nothing in the rules that states they must do that. Yeah, whatever. But if it's a crime, right? If it's a crime, just think for a second, people, okay? When Joe Schmo down the street murders his wife, right? He murders the wife. Does Joe Schmo go downtown pretty much right away and get questioned? Maybe he's not immediately the suspect, and while he's not the suspect, he's out on bail, or he's out, maybe not on bail because they haven't charged him yet, right? But the husband goes downtown, gets questioned and interrogated, right? And if it looks like he did it, and the evidence points to, hey, he did this thing, then they get arrested, right? They get arrested. It's not that difficult. And if they post bail, they post bail. A lot of times murderers are denied bail, right? So if what John Brennan and James Comey did was a crime, right? Then what the fuck are we talking? What more investigation do you need? See, that's what happens to us, right? We get arrested because they think we did something, right? They know they got us on some little thing. They got us on something for sure, right? And we get arrested. And during our time in jail or during the time we're out on bail, they continue to investigate to find more evidence or more proof. But with the elites, it seems like, no, they're under investigation. But we're not going to haul them into fucking, the FBI offices. We're not going to go arrest them at their house at 6 o'clock in the morning and kick down their door like they did Roger Stone. No. They get special treatment. So they might be under investigation, but we really aren't going to fucking harass them or fuck their lives up any further until the investigation is somehow done. That's not the way it works for regular people, guys. You know what I mean? That's not the way it works. Look at the Letitia James shit. Mortgage fraud. I mean, how fucking long are we talking here for this investigation? How long has this been going on? 3 months? I don't know, 2 months at least. Right? Letitia James. Being investigated for mortgage fraud. Not a charge has been filed against her. How long does that take, mortgage fraud? I mean, it can't be that much. You know what I mean? Can't be that much. Especially if you already have an idea where the mortgage fraud took place. She already broke rules that are set for her because as the AG in New York, she has to have her primary residence in New York. She never did. That's not that much investigation. We all know that's the case. We saw it. You know what I'm saying? Yet still there's no repercussions for her. So they can do whatever the fuck they want. Right? So spare me the finger pointing, saying, look, here it comes. Just shut the fuck up. They're doing it. John Brennan, James Comey. We'll see. All right, we'll see. We'll see if any charges are brought. We'll see if they ever end up in handcuffs. And we'll see if they can actually make a case that's going to stick, that's going to put them in prison for anything they did. I highly doubt it. Okay, I seriously doubt it. Why? Just looking at past fucking record, right? Just based on the Epstein shit alone. You can kind of go, okay, well, if they can't fucking find a case against anybody in the Epstein shit, where supposedly all the crimes are on video, then they're not going to find jack shit against fucking Brennan and Comey. And they're just saying this so that we shut the fuck up, right? They're setting us up for the next thing where they go, oh, but you guys, we investigated it, we did it. We investigated it, but, we couldn't find any real crime. Yeah, they lied to Congress, but we're not going to really count that as a crime. It's them. It's the guys. We can't say that's a crime for them. They're allowed to lie to Congress. Just you're not allowed to lie to Congress. It's a crime for you. So, understand the balance here. So, yeah, they lied to Congress. They covered up information about the fucking Chinese interfering in the election. But, really, guys, we investigated, and there's just no there. You know what I mean? There's no there. I don't know. I think that's where that's going. And before I close off this video today, I want to say one thing. I saw a very unpleasant side of Donald Trump yesterday when he was asked by a reporter, or actually Pam Bondi was asked by a reporter or journalist about the Epstein shit. And Donald Trump, jumped in to defend her. And he got pissed off at the reporter. Are we still talking about this shit? Oh, so even Trump. I was wrong. I thought Trump was probably not so much on board with this. You know what I mean? Because he knows how much of a fucking, backhand he's going to get from his base of voters if he is somehow for this covering up of the Epstein shit. But he just attacked this reporter. He was like, yo, are we still talking about this Epstein thing? The guy's dead. Same thing that Bill Gates said, by the way. Bill Gates was like, what are we talking about? The fucking dude is dead. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? He's dead. You know what I mean? Trump's like, oh, he's dead. We've talked this thing to death. It's over. This thing is over. I don't know why we're just keep talking about this. Now, I wonder why Trump, I've never seen Trump get defensive like that about something that his base wants to have answers on, and now he did, that makes me question the situation a little bit. I'm not saying he was on the, I don't think he was part of the Epstein deal, because if he would have been, the previous administration would have fucking leaked that shit faster than you can say, Jeffrey Epstein. You know what I'm saying? They would have leaked that fucker right away. We would have seen, everybody would have seen the video. You know what I mean? It would have been over. So the idea that Trump is somehow involved with Jeffrey Epstein and fucking little girls on Lolita Island, shit. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, because it would have been, the left would have outed him during the Biden administration. Now, what he is doing, though, in this case, is he is protecting the deep state, right? He is siding with the deep state and saying, look, no, this shit is over, right? We've tried to appease you people with with the information that we have. It's not working. We're telling you there's nothing there. We're telling you he committed suicide, and now we are going to move on to the next thing, and now shut the fuck up about it. That's the attitude of the government about Jeffrey Epstein. And anybody that fucking continues to ask questions about it, continues to fuck with it, is going to be a thorn in the side of the Trump administration as a whole. Because even Trump has turned on this issue. And that was very unlike Trump to see him like that, and to see him do that. I was not so pleased about it. I don't know exactly what it means. I'm not attributing any malice to it. The only thing I notice about it is that, okay, the loop has closed within the government on the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Everybody is on the same page, whether willingly or by force. Nobody is going to continue to fuck with this. It's up to the highest level. That's Trump, apparently. I don't know. I'm not so sure, I'm not so sure it is Trump, because we did see the Biden administration get run by some magical figure that nobody knows about for 4 years, at least 3, right? And so, I don't know, maybe somebody is pulling Trump strings. You know what I mean? At this point, I don't believe shit about the government and what they tell us and what they, their BS. All I'm going to do is judge the government on results, and that's what I'm going to do on this John Brennan thing. If results come out of it, other than that they talk more shit, which is basically what this is, a leaked information that they're getting investigated is basically just shit talking. It's like, oh, I'm going to kick your fucking ass, man. I'm going to kick your ass. But then nobody throws a punch, right? That's what that is. Yeah, so that doesn't mean jack shit. Not to me, and it shouldn't mean jack shit to anybody else either, because you just got fucking schooled yesterday by this administration that you put your complete trust in, and they just went, oh, F you. This one, the Epstein thing, sorry, it's way too big. It's way too big. We've got to protect these people, and there's nothing you people can do, no matter how pissed you get. And if you keep getting pissed about it, we're just going to chew you out and chew you up, spit you out. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if the people on the internet that continue to ask questions about this or continue to investigate it are going to start getting censored. I'm be very curious to see if victims come out now that they're not going to get justice, the victims come out and start telling their story. It would be amazing. Although I think that they have been royally paid off, right, by now. That's why they can do this, because they know none of the fucking victims are going to come out, right? It would have been smart to pay them off. And I think that, look, everybody's got their price, right? And why would these women want to continue to dredge up this whole shit, go to court, continue to testify, put a fucking target on their head, you know what I'm saying? Instead of taking a couple $1 million and shutting the fuck up. I don't think that one of them, you know what I mean, wouldn't take that deal. So I think that's where it went. I don't think we're going to hear much more. But the government just proved to everybody that even under Donald Trump, the government will lie to your fucking face, no matter how blatantly. They'll know that you know that they're lying, but they'll lie to your face anyway, and then tell you, look, this is the fucking narrative, and now shut the fuck up. Even under the Trump administration. So that makes it so that, I'll give Trump all the benefit of the doubt still. I'm still totally on Trump's side. Trump is still the best president I've ever seen in my lifetime. So, he still has 3 years to fuck that up, but I don't think he's going to. As far as Trump's concerned, I still support him completely. But I don't think that he is going to be capable of eradicating the deep state, simply because the people that he needs in order to do that are somehow not willing to do it. I don't know. Just not willing to do it. So, all right. We will see what happens with John Brennan and James Comey. And I'll come back and eat my hat. You know what I mean? If they actually see prison time, if they actually get indicted, you know what I mean? We'll take it one step at a time. But this step, the first step about a leak that they're fucking getting investigated, that's about as hollow as, as the fact that Jeffrey Epstein fucking killed himself and there's nothing to see here, right? It's great, you know what I'm saying? It's great, but it's not great. It's just talk right now, right? And that's all it is, just talk. And that's what I'm going to chalk it up to until I see action and results. And that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Before the Epstein thing, I was like, okay, we can trust what the Trump administration says. So if they say they're going to do something, they're probably going to do it. But they have kicked that credibility out the fucking window, and now they're on the same level as they would have been if a Democrat government is in power. I would say, if the Democrats do something good, then I'll grade them on the results. So let's see, and then they'll get graded. They don't get an A for effort, and they don't get an A for talking points. They get an A for results. And so that's what we'll wait on. Also with Brennan and Comey, we'll see who's right in the end. And catch you guys all tomorrow. Peace out. This was the Insanity Report for Wednesday, the 9th of July.
Slow traffic.